Hello there, welcome or welcome back. My name is Julie. This is a live stream. I'm just trying to get comfortable. Stuff is going on here at the Frugal Family home, my friends. Stuff is going on. So it's Friday. Hi there, live stream. This will be, what, the 6th one in a row of live streams. Pretty darn proud of that. So crazy stuff going on. I'm going to give just like a quick summation here for those who are on the rebroadcast. Hi, Cindy. Thanks for being here. A quick summary of what's going on. Hello, Angie's Life. Hello, Rachel. Welcome, welcome. So going to give a quick synopsis of what is going on, and then we'll talk more about it here throughout the live. But anyway, we own our home, and I'm so grateful. Let me just put that out there. I am so incredibly grateful, beyond grateful, to own our home and to have been homeowners for about 16 years. And I'm so glad that we bought our house when we did, because now the Utah's housing market is absolutely unaffordable. It's second highest in the nation. Isn't that great? That wasn't the case when we bought our home. So yay, so lucky, so grateful. All of that said, if we went back and I had even a smidgen of an idea of what we would be dealing with in this house, we would have run. Hi Shatika, we would have run and never looked back. Now, lots of good things have come from living here. Hi, Phyllis. So many good things, so many friends and relationships. And hi, Manuela. Excuse me. And I'm so grateful for all of the good things that have happened, and the experiences and the friendships and things, because we did buy this house here. But I have mentioned once or twice here and there on various videos that there have been challenges, not just with the house itself. Hi, Crystal. Hello, my darling. There have been challenges not just with the house. The main floor is almost 100 years old, and the basement is like 20 years old and was not done terribly professionally. And so we didn't do that. It was a couple owners before us. And so, of course, there are issues, okay? So many issues, but also the neighborhood. You can't control who lives around you. And what I didn't realize, or it didn't compute when we bought the house, was that we would be living in between apartment buildings. Not just one house that's renting and another house that's, a rental. No. Apartment buildings. And also keep in mind that I was 6 months pregnant with Reagan, and hi, Shelly, Frugal Living. I was 6 months pregnant with Reagan, and we had just been told that the house we had been renting was, we needed to leave because the guy was going to give the house to his kids who were coming very soon. And so there was so much stress. I was very pregnant. All of this was going on. My husband wanted to keep renting. I was done. That would be like our 3rd rental or something since we had been married. And I was like, I just can't. We need to just buy. And of course, this was right after the, crash of 2008, 2009. And so it was like a stressful time. And we ended up buying this house. And let me reiterate, I am so incredibly grateful to be a homeowner. So grateful. I realize how fortunate I truly am. And I'm grateful to be a homeowner in Utah, to have already bought my home a long, long time ago, because there's no way we could afford to live here now. We wouldn't be able to. Utah is insanely expensive to live in now. And again, so many good things have come from living in this home, in this neighborhood. So many good things. But when you live, excuse me, in between rental properties, rental like apartment buildings, not just rentals, but apartment buildings, there's going to be turnover. There's going to be people coming and going. There will be some, some of our very best friends, they were there for at least 10 years, more than that. And some of our dearest friends who are no longer living there, then another family that was there for like at least 10 years that also no longer live there now. And wonderful, fabulous people. But you also are going to get lots of other people. Hi, Renee. I'm so glad you're here on your break. Thank you. I'm still dealing with the back issue, but it's definitely better than it was. Thank you. So, and I will be seeing the chiropractor next week. Just got to make it till then. God. So you can't control who you live next to. And I'm going to be choosy with my words to maintain relationships and things like that. And I'm going to get to the point. Okay, we have been saying for how long that we need to put up a fence. We need to put up a fence. Well, now we need to put up a fence, but we also have to get a survey done to put up the fence. Okay, and it's only to put up a fence on one side of our property. The rest of it is fenced, but one side is not. And our property used to be part of a bigger property. So the property line is kind of wacky. And I've been calling around to get a survey done because you need the survey in order to do the fence, or you need to write up a contract with the other property owner to say this is the property line, but then that can cause problems in the future if that guy sells his property, which isn't likely, but if he did. So we need to have a survey. And a survey, because we live on a block in Utah, this one guy, he was so patient and so generous with his time and explained to me how this works. Hi, Holly, for my particular situation of where we live, you can't just survey our property. You have to survey the entire block. The entire block. Kitty is outside taking a nap, Phyllis. So to do that here in Utah, the price range is from $2,000 to $5,000. We're not talking about the fence parts, construction, and no. Just the survey. And I don't want to downplay that because a survey is work. It's, there's stuff to it. I understand that. And it is something you want done right, especially since we're not moving anytime soon. $2,000 to $5,000. So just to put up the fence on the side, hi Rhonda, to put up the fence on that side, the fence that I want, which I want a filled concrete brick, hi Kristen, filled concrete brick fence for noise control, for it to be sturdy, for it to be safe, and so that I could potentially grow roses or something against it, or espaliered fruit. I want that along the side of the fence, or the side of the yard. So that on its own would be like anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. So you put those together. I'm getting to the point, I promise. But let me just tell you. It's been a really frustrating morning. Oh boy. Oh howdy. Yes, we did have to have the police here today. So, and I had to visit the police station the other day too. I've debated how much I wanted to share about this, but I do think it all relates to, excuse me, god damn, the allergies, guys. If you don't watch my grown-up channel, My Current Obsession, you really should. I'll tell you all about my severe allergy situation that I am dealing with and that we're fighting. And so the coughing, it's just going to happen. I apologize. But it's springtime. So we need to get a survey. We need to get the concrete fence put up so that neighbors can't encroach for many reasons, so that neighbors can't encroach on our property and push their stuff onto our side, which is happening. And so they can't easily get into our property, whether to play or to do naughty things. That's coming. The playing hasn't bothered me as much because I love the neighbor kids in our neighborhood. I do. I adore them. They are, you guys know, they're a treasure in my heart. I love the neighbor kids. I love kids in general in doses. And I understand that ours is a fun yard to play in, okay? But there's also liability issues, privacy issues, and it's our house. It's our yard. You know, we've worked very hard and continue to work very hard to have this property. So anyhow, I want the fence. I also want it to help block noise and stuff like that. Like I said, the other two sides, they're already fenced. Hi, Kathy. Or did I already say hi to you? I don't remember. Anyway, hi, Kathy. I'm so glad you're here. So the other two are fenced with chain link, and eventually, I would absolutely love to do the concrete, the cinder block wall all the way around. I would love it. I would love it. And I am going to get a quote, an estimate for that, because what it's going to come down to, if we're going to get all this done, we're going to have to get like a home equity loan. You know what I mean? Like, hello, Joanne Van Hook. I'm so glad you're here. That's just, it's going to be necessary. We're going to have to. Which I think ties into the whole, we are the frugal family, and we don't like to take on debt. You guys know that. And so to take on a home equity loan, one, it's something I know nothing about. Two, I don't, no, that's basically it. I know nothing about it. I've started just a tiniest bit of research and am going to talk to the bank and just kind of find someone that's hopefully, patient and kind and can explain all of that to myself and to my husband. And we can look at the, cost benefit analysis and all of those things. Yes, the interest rates are insane, Rhonda. But when I tell you why we are now finally pushing to do this, I think you'll understand. We also are going to be putting up motion activated lights and cameras. The cameras will be very well hidden. Hello, Vin Julianne. We are going to be putting all of that up around the house. Why are we doing that? Why are we all of a sudden now so like, oh my God, we need to get a fence put up? Well, what does that entail? That means we need a survey. How the hell are we going to pay for a survey and a fence and da-da-da? We need to put up lights. Let's get those lights up. Let's do motion activated ones. Okay, what kind of motion activated cameras can we do? Let's put those up. Let's get on it. And have the police over and visit the police department the other day. Why? Let me tell you. Hopefully I don't get demonetized. We'll just throw this word in there. But first, let me set the scene. You know, I'm a storyteller. Creative writing major. That's what my degree was in. So the other day, a beautiful spring day, my sweet James, love of my life, was out tidying up in the yard. Raking, blowing leaves away, cleaning, getting ready, filling up the trailer, cleaning, okay? It's springtime. It's what we're doing. Out in his adventures, as he was on maneuvers in the yard, what did he find? A syringe, a little syringe with an orange lid. He brought it in. He said, Julie, what is this? That looks like a syringe. I don't know. And it didn't immediately hit me like, oh, I was like, where'd you find that? Well, it was way out in the yard in such and such an area. Oh, okay. So I got a little Ziploc bag and he put it in and I put it in the safe because we didn't know what it was. And if for some reason police or someone ended up in our house for whatever reason and found some unidentified syringe thing, I don't want to get in trouble. So then a couple days later, I had time that I could run over to the police department. So I put it in my purse, but I had a couple of other errands to run. I cannot tell you the stress. Even right now, my heart is like, as I was running my errands that had to be done first before I could get to the police station. I'm like, oh my God, if I were to get pulled over, if I were in a wreck, if I were anything, the only good thing was that my fingerprints weren't on it, but my husband's fingerprints were on it. Because he had picked it up. Or did he have gloves on? He might have had garden gloves on because he was out working in the yard. I don't know. But anyway, I finally got over to the police department. I went in. I said, look, we found this in our yard. I don't know what it is, but I don't want it on my property and I don't want to be in trouble for it. They took all of my information and I turned it in. That was the end of that. Or so I thought. I thought, random thing, you know, like I said, we live in between apartment buildings. People come and go. I am not in any way passing judgment on apartment living. We lived in apartments. I've had lots of apartment living experiences myself. There's just facts that you get people that come and go. And sometimes people that come and go quickly do other things, naughty things, really naughty things. And there's also an area cerquita de, close to our property. I've been working on my Spanish a lot, so sometimes sometimes the Spanish word comes first. That's so bizarre because Spanish is not my first language. So anyway, so there's also an area close to butting up to our property where in the past, historically, a lot of teenagers or random people would gather and hang out and they would smoke whatever, cigarettes or other. And it was annoying because there would be the butts or the roaches or whatever, you know, thrown over our fence into my beautiful gardens. Super annoying, super frustrating, but they're just dumb kids, you know, doing dumb things. And it was annoying. Okay. But there is a huge difference between syringes and, you know, cigarette butts or roaches. Okay. So I gotta get some pillows, you know, my freaking back, guys. So I thought we were good. I was annoyed. I'm like, this, you know, probably a neighbor, whatever, I don't know. And when I took it to the police station, I just gave it to the receptionist. She didn't she didn't do anything really. And in fact, at first she wasn't even going to take my information. I don't think they're used to, I guess, people coming into the police department and just handing over a random syringe in a, you know, little Ziploc bag. But she did take my information, which I'm so grateful. And I hope it did get put on record because that's the kind of stuff you want to have. You want to have that on file. You know what I mean? For your own protection. So anyway, all of that, I was just kind of letting it go. I wasn't thinking about it. I hadn't thought about it. I did my part. I turned it in. It was randomly in our yard. Was it random kids had thrown it over? Was it someone's, I don't know. This is so naive. Okay. But was it someone's like insulin? Laugh at me. I don't care. It's warranted. Ugh. And it's funny because like I was born and raised in the Emerald Triangle in Northern California. Okay. But that's weed. Okay. I really was just like, maybe, you know, maybe it's just, hi, Sandy. Oh, tell your husband I send my love and I hope that he heals very quickly. So I was very naive about it. And then I had a million other things going on. This body is a burning down circus and we've got things coming up and there's prom and graduation and, you know, there's stuff going on. Okay. So anyway, then last night the kids after dinner, we had a delicious stir fry, used the new wok. You know, it's a pan, a cooking pan, a wok that I salvaged from my grandparents-in-law, their estate clean out, actually using it because if we're going to keep it, if we're going to bring it into our house, we need to use it, right? That's the commitment. And I did. Hi, Alyssa. And so we did. We made the most lovely, we'll talk about that, Holly, here in a minute. You're right. You're like in my brain. Made the most lovely stir fry. Well, after dinner, the kids and a neighbor from a little ways away, they all went to play volleyball out on the lawn. And that's their obsession right now is volleyball. And I'm all for it. And for Christmas, I got them a really nice net with a ball and the stuff. But they weren't using the net last night. They were just out kind of, you know, hitting it to it. There's like a word, serving it to each other. I don't know. In like a triangle. So they're out there doing this. They're having a wonderful time. Everything's great. I'm not hearing anything about anything. And then Olivia calls me from out in the yard because I'm like in here. I don't know what I was doing, but I think actually I was working on these shelves that I've been cleaning up. And and so she calls me on the cell phone, Mom, there's another needle. I said, what are you talking about? I didn't know what she was talking about. Well, remember like the one that Dad found the other day? Like a syringe? She's like, yeah. I said, oh my God. Hi, Doree. I'm so glad you're here. So, oh, and there's Lulu right now. She just got home. Hi, baby. So anyway, thanks, sweetheart. So I said, don't touch it. Leave it there, and so I got a zippy bag, and there's Lulu. Hi. If you're going to use the bathroom, will you do it downstairs, please? Please. I'll let you use my bathroom. Aw. What? On a bike ride. So anyhow, what was I saying? I said, I'll be out there. Don't touch it. So I go out there with a zippy bag. There it is. And the one that James had found on the end of, this is so gross, okay? But on the end of it, it had like a little bit of blood, old dried blood. And that was about it. It didn't look like it really had anything in it. Not this one. Sorry, this was really upset. And of course I put my face on today a little bit. It was a full needle, or at least 3/4, but also had some blood on it too. Well, I don't know. This is not my territory. Okay. I want to be so careful how I approach this because I don't want to come at this with judgments on people and practices and struggles and all of that. But what I want to say is I don't want that shit near my family. Okay? I don't want that around my family. My kids are out playing volleyball. What if they stepped on it? Gratefully, whoever had left these in my yard or thrown them in my yard or what have you had put the lids back on. Isn't that considerate? The lids were on. Isn't that nice? I'm so grateful. So I took it in the house, put it in yet another zippy bag, and put it in the safe, thinking that I would try at some point today to take another trip to the police department. And then, hold on. Okay. So, no, I know, Holly, it doesn't. I can't even, if the kids were out there playing or I'm out there gardening or whatever, right? So then my daughter texted me from school, did you ever do anything about that needle? Because she's really concerned about it. They want to be out there playing. Duh, it's their yard, their kids. It's springtime. They want to be able to be out there. I want to get out there and start gardening. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll just see if I'll call the non-emergency number, see if an officer has a minute. It's not, hold on. This is a popular live stream today. And I knew it would be because of the title. I get that. But anyhow, but we will have to deal with a couple of people in here. So I went ahead and called the non-emergency. I said, here's the situation. We found one the other day. I already took that over. We found another one. Can somebody come get this for me? I don't have time to take it over. Not only that, I'm concerned, my kids play out there. I don't know where these are coming from. I don't know if they're from last winter and now that the snow has melted. These could be old. I don't know. I don't know what they are. Whatever. So a half hour later, a police officer shows up. He was lovely. He was delightful. I got it for him. He had a little red box, what are they called? A Sharps box. It was such a different experience from when I took it to the over to the police department and just handed this zippy bag over to the receptionist, where the cop, he gets here, he put gloves on. It was a whole different experience. Than me, pulling this out of my little Mickey Mouse purse. Here's this to that lady. And then now, this one, he puts on gloves. He gets out this little red Sharps box and, takes the zippy bag. I mean, he's not even holding the needle. He's just got the zippy bag. He has a little box open and just, I was like, oh my God. Way different protocol situation, right? So, yeah, peanut butter. So he took it and I said, so can you look where we found it and tell me what I should do, whatever. And so we go walking out there and I show him, here's where I know one was found. The other was found out here somewhere by my husband. And we looked at things and we talked about, they're well acquainted with the neighborhood. Okay, can I say that and not get anyone mad at me? They are acquainted with the neighborhood, all right? So it's not just the, usual Julie dramatics or, being melodramatic or exaggerating. No. He's like, no, we know. Okay, so anyhow, so we walk back there and he was so thorough. He was so fabulous. We walked through the entire Wonderland garden, all through the yard. He was so awesome. He was looking in bushes and vines. I was so grateful. And while he's doing this, we're, talking, and he was like so validating about my concerns and the seriousness of this situation and how dangerous it could potentially be. So he told me that, they would add a patrol. Yay! I'm happy to have that anyway. They would add a police patrol to the area. A report was filed. The drug enforcement, what are they called? Detectives? I don't know. But the specific police, law enforcement that handles the drug stuff, would be looking into it, and I can expect to hear from them. And then he very strongly recommended motion activated lights. Oh, fuck you. Sorry, not you guys. Some dumbass. Anyway, oh, there we go. Okay. Did I get it? I think I got it. So anyway, he said to put up lights, motion activated lights. He said to, did that get it? Maybe. Narcotic division. Yeah, I guess, Cindy, that's probably it. So anyway, put up lights, put up cameras, motion activated ones. And oh, that's not a problem, Crystal. I appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much. Yeah, when you do, oh, Kathy, a guy that was saying some stupid shit in the comments. Anyway, not you, my love. Naughty people. So anyhow, he said, put up cameras, put up lights, and then definitely, when possible, get that fence put up. And then as we were talking about some other things, he said, what did he say? Hold on. Okay. This isn't going to be a very long live stream just because of the subject matter. You guys know, like, yay, we have trolls. I'm so grateful. It's great. Welcome, but I'm not in the mood to deal with it right now. Like this, especially with what's going on right now. So anyway, he and I, the police officer and I, were in the backyard and we're talking about the whole situation and history in the neighborhood and stuff like that. And then, and why did this take me so long to like put it together and to talk to him about? I don't know. But finally I was like, so what is that? And and he was like, what? And I was like, in the needle, what is that? And he said, oh, well, that's heroin. Yeah, heroin. In needles, in little syringes in my backyard, you know, where my kids play. So like, yeah, really, it was really upsetting. It was really scary. And also really unsettling because like, oh, good. Kathy, I hope you get some answers. Yeah, guys, it was really upsetting and scary. Like I said, my kids play out there. It's our yard. It's our property. You know, we work so hard to pay, you know, for this property that we own, the American dream, if you will. And unfortunately, and the thing is, this can happen anywhere, right? Like, this can happen anywhere. Vin Julianne, I live in between two apartment buildings. Shane, I live in Utah. Okay. But this can happen anywhere. I'm not in a fancy neighborhood, of course, but even in a fancy neighborhood, sorry, addiction, abuse, all that kind of stuff, it's not discriminatory. It can happen anywhere. It just so happens that where I live, oh, you're with R5? I'm confused. Crystal, what is the Shane 7 situation? I'm confused. I didn't know if that was a troll or I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Holly, like my kids just want to play outside. You know what I mean? Like,
now we have to watch out for needles.
Now, and like Olivia just said, now we got to watch out for needles. So gratefully, yeah, the cop went with me. We really searched. Hopefully these are, you know, something from before that were hidden by the snow and now we're just seeing them. Oh, okay. All right, Shane. Yeah, Lisa, it can happen in any neighborhood.
The thing is,
Hold on. It can happen in any neighborhood. It can happen in any state, any town, any country. And it just, this time, it's my yard, which is awful. So my hope, and so the officer and I were talking about this, my hope is that perhaps it was a past tenant in one of the apartments, and that they're gone now. The context, Shane, is just that my husband was cleaning up the yard the other day and found a syringe. I took it over to the police department and handed it in and thought that was the end of it. And then last night, my kids were playing volleyball in our yard and nearly stepped on another syringe. And this one was almost full. And then to later find out from the officer that, yeah, that it was in fact heroin. So it was absolutely terrifying, incredibly upsetting. So that brings us, let's circle on back to the beginning. Circle on back to, we need to put up a fence. Now, like I said, we already are fenced on the other sides. Can people still throw their stuff over? Yes, they can. Absolutely, they can. But at least I will feel better. And plus, we need the damn fence on this side anyhow. And then if we were to end up doing like a home equity loan or something, maybe we could go ahead and do the concrete cinder block fence all the way around the property. I don't know. I'm also looking into how high they can be, because everywhere has different ordinances and stuff like that. If I had it my way, I would do it old Mexico style and we would have it really high and have broken glass all over the top and no one is messing with my yard. But whatever, that's not allowed here, which I think is whatever. It is what it is. If you're going to climb over someone's fence without permission, you deserve whatever is waiting for you. But there's all this like liability and everyone wants to sue everyone. And so We need to do that. We need to put up the fence. And that, of course, requires a survey, which, like I explained at the beginning, hi, Teresa, requires that you survey the entire block, not just my property, because of how Utah is structured with the blocks. And so it's incredibly expensive. Then we also need to put up motion activated lights, and we need to put up motion activated cameras. So there's that. That is what is going on right here, right now. Yeah, we'll put up trespassing signs as well, Rhonda. I don't know how well they'll dissuade anyone, but I think the priority one is anytime the kids are going to play out there, this is so surreal and so ludicrous. We are going to have to just comb the area, make sure there's nothing going on before we can play in our yard. In the meantime, we need to put up lights. We need to put up cameras. I wish I could do that, Shane. Maybe, right? Hi, Kim. Doing everything we can to be safe. Here, Alyssa, I know that we can have taller than that, but I think it's like 6 feet. But I'm going to check into it. I'm going to see. And so, yeah, Dawn, absolutely terrible. Absolutely just scary, freaking scary. Peanut butter, like absolutely. It's not going to, a sign isn't going to do a lot, but lights, cameras, a fence, gratefully, like I said, the police did say that they would add an extra patrol in the area. I'm grateful for that. And just having less access, having a really nice, tall, intimidating, filled concrete cinder block wall all the way around my property in my compound, I think will, feel safer for one, and also be safer. I think so. So it's bringing us all right back to the beginning. So now I need to figure out, well, what's a home equity loan? How does that work? Can we afford a home equity loan? Nice to meet you, Shane. Take care. And thank you very much. Andrea, and my cat. What about my cat? Yes, and Pat, the stuff protecting my property. What are my rights? All that kind of stuff. So, home equity loan. What does that entail? Can we afford it? Getting a reputable survey person to come and do the survey. Then getting quotes, estimates on putting up the fence, and getting all of that sussed out. And then hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, we're gonna end this in a minute, guys. In a minute. But anyway, getting all those things sussed out as soon as possible. The lights put up, the cameras. Lights and cameras obviously are the most immediate thing that we can do. Everything else is a little bit more of a process. But yeah, we're on it. We're going to get in touch with the property owner because like I said, we live in between apartment buildings. Okay. So I need to find the property owners on both sides and get in touch with them to let them know this is what's going on and it's not us. So who is it? Who's got someone living in their apartment building that's throwing this into my yard? And what are my rights? More stuff we got to look into. We are going to get in touch with a lawyer because of course we are. Anytime it comes to property rights, property lines, all this kind of stuff, you have to. This is what you have to do, unfortunately. And that's where we're at right now. That is what we are doing. So that's never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. It's been like noise or neighbors fighting or kids picking my flowers, all those silly, silly stuff. It jumped from that to syringes in my yard where my kids play. Like we went 0 to 40. And like, if we could afford to move. You guys know I've wanted to for a long, long time, right? But the situation in Utah, I've talked about this a little, the housing market went insane. And so our property value went through the roof. Awesome, fantastic, except for property taxes now are insane. The problem is if we were to sell and then take that kind of pretend equity, we couldn't afford to buy another house. You know what I mean? So we're just kind of stuck in a situation where, okay, we got to make the best of this. So lights, cameras, action. Lights, cameras, scanning the yard, checking everything every time we go out to play or garden, talking to the neighbors, talking to the lawyer, talking to the bank, and talking to a fencing company, I've already talked to a couple of surveyors, and going from there. Like, yeah, it's never a dull moment. There's always something to let you know that you're alive and that you've got things to do. Speaking of things and stuff that I wanted to talk about, I did not forget Miss Crystal, my love, my darling. Many of you know that I would no longer have a channel here on YouTube if not for Crystal, known here as Diving with R5. Right there in the comments, one of our fabulous moderators and a longtime, absolutely wonderful friend who saved us back when we were hacked twice by having connections and helping us get to talk to actual like real people with YouTube and got us our channel back twice. I would not still be here on YouTube, the Frugal Family, across our 3 channels, if not for Crystal at Diving with R5. So Crystal, life has happened, things have come up, and Crystal took a sabbatical, if you will. She was on hiatus from YouTube. Life, guys, life. We're all just living our lives, doing the best that we can. And unfortunately, something I didn't know, but that she told me, that she found out, is if you've been away from your channel for X amount of time and not putting up any content at all, they will take away your monetization. I had no idea, not a clue. And unfortunately, that is what Crystal is dealing with right now. Is she was monetized and putting out her content and and now that she's coming back after this long break because of whatever the YouTube's policies, procedures, I don't know how all that works, but what happened, her monetization that she worked very hard to earn. It's not easy to get monetized on YouTube, you guys. There are requirements and it is hard. When there's a bazillion videos going up every day, a bazillion new channels going up every day, it is really hard to get monetized, to make a job of this. Sorry, kids that, I'm going to be a YouTube star when I grow up. No, go do something else. Do something else. Okay. YouTube is very difficult. It's very difficult. All right. And so my sweet Crystal, like I said, Diving with R5, who made it possible for us to even still be here on YouTube, saved our bacon. She's coming back. But unfortunately, her channel is demonetized. Not because of any fault of her own or any wrongdoing or naughty stuff or anything. No, just because she hasn't posted in ages and ages. And that's just what they do. So it would mean the world to me. It would mean the world to me, if you're a frugal friend at all, to hop over. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hop over and subscribe. And also, please, if I can implore you while you're doing the dishes or you're sleeping or whatever, to go ahead and let her videos run in the background. Just let those videos run, all right? So that she can get those watch hours. She has the subscriber requirement, but then you also have to have watch hours. And it's such a hassle. And honestly, very discouraging when you've already done all the work and then to have it taken away because you had life happen and, life happened, right? So if you're not subscribed over at Diving with R5, please do. And then please, whatever you can, whenever you can, however much you can, please let her videos just run in the background. If you want to sit down and watch them, awesome. She's fantastic. She's amazing. She is just a darling and a treat. But also, if you don't have time for that, or you're doing this, you're doing that, just let the videos run. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing sneaky about that. It will just help her get those watch hours back so that she can then apply for monetization again. And it would mean the world to me because, like I said, I would not have YouTube anymore if she hadn't have hooked us up with the right people to save our channel twice after being hacked. So it would mean a lot. I would really appreciate it. I know she would too. And in the midst of everything going on in this world and in our own lives and the negativity and the sadness and everything else, right? Things that are beyond our control, scary things, all of it. There is something positive still that we can do. You know, there are lots actually of positive things that we can do for strangers, for friends, for neighbors, lots of positive things that we can control and that we are capable of. And this just happens to be one of them, helping out Crystal at Diving with R5. So if, like me, you're feeling somewhat helpless in this world of just disaster and mayhem and death and everything else, you know, I get it. I get it. So here's a little something that you can do to have a positive impact, something you can control, something you can contribute to. Anyway, okay, well, what else? That's about it. That's really what I had, was because that's what's going on. And I have more phone calls to make, and I need to hunt down some phone numbers, figure out who owns the property over here. I know who owns the property over here, but I got to get their phone number. And then we go from there. If you guys have ever had anything like this happen in your own life where you have found paraphernalia of any kind or any other illegal activity or whatever in your yard, in your property that you didn't do, please message me or tell me about it in the comments if you're comfortable doing that. If not, that's fine. You can message me privately on like Instagram or whatever. But tell me, what did you do? How did you go about it? It's God, it's going to be an adventure, and I will keep you guys updated on it. But that's what I've got for now. Wish me luck. And again, if you have experience with this kind of stuff, please let me know. Like, give me pointers and tips, because this is all very new to me. It's one thing for kids to throw cigarette butts or roaches or whatever into your yard, drink cups, annoying, but it is what it is. This is something entirely different that I am not prepared to deal with. I don't know how to. So any tips or suggestions, please tell us in the comments. But I will also be in touch with the police department as well and talking to them and the neighbors. And then I'll let you guys know to an extent what all, we end up finding out and where we go kind of from here. So be careful out there. Stuff can happen anywhere, absolutely anywhere. And so please don't ever say, oh, it could never happen to me. Don't get complacent. Be looking, be aware. And especially when it comes to, your kids and their safety and your kitties and their safety, et cetera, et cetera. You guys have a beautiful day and a wonderful weekend. I will see you all very soon. An electric fence, Pearl. Yeah. No, what I really want, Pearl, what I really want is like, what is it called? The wire with all the pokes on it. Barbed wire. That's what I want. On top of really high fences. Anyway, that's what I've got for you. Take care. Be safe out there. We'll see you all real soon.